Now to two New York court decisions relative to President Trump's immigration crackdown. A federal appeals court cleared the way for deportations speeding up. That reverses a lower court decision that temporarily barred expanded use of expedited removal. Add that to another move making headlines, a federal judge blocking ICE arrests at immigration court hearings. Live now to our immigration correspondent, Camilo Montoya-Galvez. Camilo, good to see you here. So let's start with those expedited deportations and that matter. Bring us up to speed and talk to us about the implications there.
Hi, Reed. This is a major legal victory for President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. The expedited removal policy at question here was started back in the 1990s by Congress, and it allows ICE and Border Patrol agents to summarily deport people quickly without a court hearing in immigration court, without a chance for that person who is facing deportation to plead their case before an immigration judge. And for a long time, the long-standing policy, Reed, was to only apply that expedited removal policy to recent border crosses along the U.S.-Mexico border and also along the U.S.-Canada border, and only to people who could not prove that they had been in the U.S. for beyond 2 weeks. But the Trump administration, after President Trump took office for a second time, dramatically expanded that policy to apply it anywhere in the country, not just along the U.S.-Mexico border or the U.S.-Canada border, and also to apply it to people who could not prove that they had been living in the U.S. for more than 2 years. So now the administration will be able to utilize this policy throughout the U.S., not just along border areas, and to apply it to people who cannot demonstrate by documents or other means that they have been living in the U.S. for more than 2 years, Reed.
Okay, so let's go to the other matter, because even early on in President Trump's second term, you talked about this issue of ICE agents being accused of making arrests at deportation hearings. And that caused a whole bunch of ripple effects for people who say, look, I showed up, I was trying to do the right thing. What's the reporting there?
That's right. This has been one of the most aggressive, controversial elements of the administration's deportation crackdown. Over the past year, here in New York City, in major urban centers like Chicago, Los Angeles, and the like, we have seen ICE agents go into immigration court hearings and courtrooms to basically arrest people who are attending their immigration court proceedings, who are trying to comply with the legal immigration court process, and then detaining them for deportation. That has raised a lot of questions from advocates who believe that the administration is essentially penalizing people for attending their immigration court hearings and, again, for complying with the process. Now a federal judge in California has effectively ordered a halt to that practice, and for the time being, ICE will no longer be able to utilize a first Trump administration policy, a second Trump administration policy rather, that had authorized the arrests at immigration courthouses. So for now, that controversial practice has been put on hold, mainly because the judge found that it violated detainees' due process and that it had been implemented in violation of federal administrative law, Reed.
That story and all of Camilo Montoya-Galvez deep and wide reporting on CBSNews.com on immigration. Camilo, good to see you, friend. Take care.